Welcome, basketball fans, to Crawfordsville High School and the championship game of the Sugar Creek Classic. The 2020 edition of the Sugar Creek Classic pits your defending champion Crawfordsville Athenians against the Western Boone Stars. And we will go to PA announcer Gary Lynn for starting lineups.
And at forward, the 6'1" senior, number 21, Spencer Wright. The head coach of the Stars is Josh Beckett. And now, introducing the Crawfordsville Athenians. At forward, a 6'4" sophomore, number 33, Ian Hensley. At forward, 6'7" junior, number 14, Jesse Hall. At forward, the 6'5" junior, number 32, Nick Slater. At guard, a 5'10" sophomore, number 3, Zaire Lopez. And at guard, a 5'11" senior, number 11, Austin Ravenson. Head coach of the Athenians is David Pierce. Your officials for the singles contest.
All right, basketball fans, here we go, ready for the tip-off of the championship game. And the consolation game, we saw North Montgomery over Southmont. And for the call here for the championship game on this webcast on the Crawfordsville Athletics YouTube channel, we got Coach Kurt Slicker, the head football coach for the Crawfordsville Athenian football team. And also Rhett Welliver and Austin Hecky is also helping on the computer tonight. So here we are for tip-off. Jesse Johnson's able to control the tip into the hands of Ian Hensley.
Man to man right there, sorry, Brian. Man to man by Western Boone right off the start. K-Dub with a quick miss.
All right, and here we go. Fast-paced game. We expect this one to be really physical. Crawfordsville got here via a kind of big blowout victory over Southmont last night in the consolation game, and Western Boone hung on for, I think, a one-point victory over North Montgomery last night, maybe 50-49 with a little bit of last-minute heroics by Spencer Wright. There's a three attempt by number 4, and that is Jonathan McAtee, and he is good on their first attempt, so 3-0 lead for Western Boone.
It's a good defensive possession for the most part right there, and we just gave up open corner 3. Good take there by K-Dub.
Great drive. Carson Williamson gets first points on the board for the Athenians. 2-3 here in the opening minutes.
So it's good to see K-Dub right there. He's being aggressive on offense and taking the ball to the basket for the Athenians.
They love him looking for his shot and the fact that he's driving. Hoping to see Jesse do that too. I know he started off last couple games that way and just taking control, and certainly has a ton of ability to be able to do that. Western Boone moving the ball just around the outside. Good defense by the Athenians. There's good help, but there's going to be a foul, I think, on Zaire Morgan.
I think he called it on the floor. Should be on Zaire from what I saw there.
Yep, and it is indeed on the floor, so that'll be out of bounds under Western Boone's bucket. First foul on Zaire Morgan.
You can see that Western Boone trying to control the pace a little bit right there. Being very patient.
Yep. Missed layup on the out of bounds on the inbounds play by Spencer Wright, and there's a little bit of a toss, soft pass, and out of the hands of looked like he traveled too. But, yeah, turnover on the Athenians there with the pass intended for Zaire Morgan.
Yeah, not a little too soft there from JJ, but good hustle back there by Z to challenge the shot. Force the inbounds here underneath.
Here we go, another inbounds play for Western Boone. Moving around the outside, it's Jake Jones launching a 3, and he hits it.
So anytime you're in a championship game, you ask the coach what he'd like to see the most. He'd always say, I'd like to see my team shoot well, because it always solves a lot of things. So
2 for 2's not bad.
Yeah, for Western Boone, they got off to the start they wanted to here.
Yeah. So 6-2 lead for Western Boone, and Jake Jones, I know this guy played primarily JV basketball last year as a senior. Of course, Western Boone not coming in with an outstanding record, really, because some of that attributed to certainly winning a state title in Class 2A football.
No question, it'll take them a little bit of time. I'm sure Coach feels like they've had their Christmas break. Run and jump right here. See if we can create a turnover.
Already in it. He's doing a good job. Spencer right to the baseline, swings it across to Cortez Stoudemire into the hands of Connor Hull.
You can see the Athenians switching some of those ball screens. Some they do and some they don't. That's all scouting report stuff right there.
Looking at a second foul on Zaire Morgan, which is going to get Ty Linus up off the bench really pretty quick here in the first quarter. No.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he called that as an offensive foul.
Wow.
So good job moving his feet there by Z.
Yeah. Z's going to take a seat anyway. I thought the foul was on him. So it's one foul apiece for Crawfordsville and Western Boone.
Yeah, good job right there. You know, he's putting his head down driving. Z's moving his feet. I thought it was a good call. It was a push-off.
Yeah. So Cortez Stoudemire picks up his first foul of the game, and good job by Ty Linus immediately trying to drive. Picks up a foul on Connor Hull, number 22 for Western Boone. We'll set the starting lineups here for you in this game. It was for the Athenians, Karsten Williamson, Jesse Hall, Nate Schrader, Ian Hensley, and Zaire Morgan, and now the first sub has been Ty Linus into the game for Zaire Morgan. For Western Boone, their starting lineup, Cortez Stoudemire, number 3, Jonathan McAtee, number 4, Jake Jones, who's number 24, Hull, number 22, and Spencer Wright, number 21. So heavy on the seniors there for Western Boone.
Yeah, very experienced team for sure. Yeah, nice read there by Ian.
Good job by Ian Hensley. He is really a master at reading those passes coming in the lane. Great layup, great drive.
Yeah, those are always key plays in the game. You call those easy baskets, and you need as many of those as you can get.
Coach, go ahead.
I was just going to say, back to the run and jump here. Another good read by Ian.
So Coach Pierce was really highlighting, just missed, a little strong in the layup. It was definitely contended. But Coach Pierce was singing Ian's praises. I know 2 games ago against Park Heritage, just the number of steals he had. There's Spencer Wright with a 3, so they are definitely hot from outside.
Yeah, they've hit all their points so far have been from the perimeter 3, so good start for Webo from that perspective. We still like our defense, though. We just got to sit down a little bit more and get a hand up.
Yeah, there's Jesse Hall from 3, just a little bit short there, and yeah, I think they're going to get. Thought they were going to get Stoudemire with the second foul.
Well, it looked like Stoudemire's foot maybe was on the inline, so they called it out of bounds.
Okay.
Oh no, he changed his call, so they must have said that K-Dub's foot's on the line right there.
I didn't think K-Dub got a hand on the ball, but anyway, they had
a bit of a struggle here, I think, for the officials to start the game. Maybe they've got to get warmed up a little bit here, too. 4 minutes to go, 9-4, Western Boone.
Good defense here again by the Athenians, just putting some pressure on, and I thought we were going to see another outside shot. He traveled. Jake Jones with the travel. I thought he was going to launch one, but then drove and slid his foot. That seems to be the most common place to see it.
It was a good job by Nate Schrader there. He was in good help side as he was going to close out. He forces the travel by coming harder to close out. So a good defensive possession there for the Athenians.
Yeah, and this is a kind of a big game for Nate Schrader. It's not a secret. His mom's put it out there on social media for sure. And obviously his wrist is wrapped. But he's going to have surgery after this, which will be season ending. So this will be his last basketball game as the big junior, the big 6'4" junior.
Yeah, so that'll be a huge loss. Good challenge there. That's why it'll be a big loss.
Yep, that's exactly right. Big body, takes up a lot of space, and then he does get physical, and you got to love that.
Couple concerning things. You know, you don't want to give up that middle drive right there, and Western Boone does a good job of seeing that opening. I'm sure we'd like to get the same thing right now, attacking them the same way.
So Schrader picks up his first foul, and that's 2 on the Athenians and 2 team fouls for Western Boone. New head coach at Western Boone, John Burkett, I think is how you say it. Or sorry, Josh Burkett, that's how you say his name. And first year for him at the helm of the Western Boone Stars.
I'm sure he's excited about how his team has started here tonight. They couldn't have asked for a much better start offensively.
Hit their free throws, so Athenians move the basketball. Hensley on the drive, and pretty good defensive block there. Jesse Hall's a little strong with the 3, and Western Boone's looking to push it. Outside shots off by Spencer Wright into the hands of rebounds in the hands of Brett Wethington. And out for a three. Did they miss from out there?
No, not when they've been open. Those are what you don't like about that one is the second shot.
Yeah. They got the offensive board out in the hands of Connor Hull, who hit a three. So I think maybe three guys have hit a three.
Yeah, well, that's a good take, though. Good response there by K-Dub. Still have plenty of time. Long basketball game here. We've settled for some threes maybe, and they've hit theirs, and we haven't hit ours. So still a lot of basketball here. 2:54 in the first quarter.
Another senior into the game for Western Boone. Caleb Henry, number 13, a 5'9" senior, enters the game to give Stoudemire a break. Good find underneath there to Nate Schrader. Just off.
Good execution, just like to see the finish right there. Good pass by JJ.
Nice job.
Yeah, Jesse does a good job with the ball in his hands. Finding open men, he did a great job there.
Yeah, he really brings both. He shoots well. I know he's missed 2 threes already tonight, but he shoots well. We know that. Those are going to come. And Western Boone's not going to keep shooting 100%, I don't think.
No, you would guess. So
there we go. Spencer Wright sets the offense for Weibo. Over to Henry. Tough pass to Corral by Jake Jones. Little spin move.
Good challenge there by Nate again. Good rebound by JJ.
JJ was up there that time, so we got Hensley, I thought maybe had his feet set. Hensley can hit threes. Linus, K-Dub, and Jesse. We got some guys that can shoot the ball in there right now, so no concern really. 10-point lead, though, for Western Boone. You like to cut into that. Come out of this with some points. K-Dub on the drive. Great dish. And Schrader, just a little hard. You got to wonder what that wrist is doing. It is a shooting hand.
No question, it's a factor. Great pass there by K-Dub. Great pass. Good challenge by Jesse.
Nice block on that. Spencer Wright. And I hope that's offensive, but it may not be. We were moving a little bit, but he sure put his shoulder down.
He sure did. He was out of control.
Yeah, that was Brett Wethington on the drive. But they're going to call it on Nate Schrader. That'll be his second foul. I think he was going to come out anyway. And Mekhi Wallace, the sophomore, who's done a really great job for the Athenians here in the last few games, stepping into this varsity role, and he enters the game.
A big moment here for Mekhi. He's got a chance to really help us contribute. We're going to need him on the boards here. As you can see, Western Boone's very physical, going to the glass.
Good job at K-Dub to challenge Henry immediately, and then the switch for Ian Hensley and K-Dub on Wethington and Henry. Another 3 attempt. This one by Caleb Henry, and that's off, but unfortunately, real hard rebound.
Again, those long threes a lot of times end up with long rebounds.
Yeah.
We've got to do a little bit better job of getting nice pressure there by
Good
Ty.
job by Ty, yep. On the floor, everybody diving for the ball here, and they're going to call foul. Unfortunately on us, it's going to give Western Boone the ball out of bounds on the side, but...
You like that as a coach, though. That's what you need a spark. Right? Getting on the floor is one way to spark your team, being aggressive. Good to see Ty. Obviously, good to see Ty back in the lineup after last Friday night.
Yes.
And we need him on the floor. We need that kind of aggressive play out of him.
I think he was leading scorer last night, and I saw 2 reports. He either had 19 or 20. I think both papers were different on their reporting the total. So he was leading scorer for the Athenians last night. Jesse had 15, and somebody else had 10. Got to travel. Yeah, thought he shifted his feet.
Yeah, nice job there defensively. You can see, I'm sure we worked that this morning and walked through switching those ball screens, getting some good help side there. So excellent defensive possession here. See if Coach runs his set here.
Got Mekhi Wallace, Ty Linus, K-Dub, Jesse Hall, and Ian Hensley in the game for the Athenians.
So 5 out set right here. We've seen this before out of the Athenians.
Great drive by K-Dub. Still gets the ball up on the rim somehow with 3 guys collapsing on him.
And that's what we're hoping for right there. Either penetrate to kick to an open shooter or get all the way to the rim. Good job there by Karsten getting to the rim.
Yeah,
see if we can knock these down here.
Foul. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. Foul was on number 23. That's Wethington. It's his first foul, and both teams have 4. K-Dub good on the first attempt. Shooting 2. So 4 fouls apiece. That makes the score 5-14 in favor of Western Boone right now.
One thing that can be a factor in a game like this will be the depth. Because playing last night, turning around playing again tonight, they're emotional games when you play on a tournament like this. Any tournament game is an emotional game, and it takes a little bit of physical and mental stress.
That's a great point.
To get yourself back up the next day.
Double weekend, and you know what that can do to you. Just
it can. That's why coaches like tournaments like this. Run and jump. We got Carson Scott and Cole Watt in the game.
Defensive pressure for the last 35 seconds here of the first quarter. Good job jumping out and putting pressure, and there's Carson Scott trying to take the charge. Looked like he may have gotten hit. Offensive rebound.
He took the charge.
Yeah.
They just didn't call it.
He's out of bounds. Yeah. Spencer Wright explaining to the official he missed the push, but nonetheless, he stepped out of bounds on the end line, and that's going to bring our offense back in the form of K-Dub and Ian Hensley after they get a little breather, and 20 seconds ago, going to set up a good shot. Yeah,
I'm sure we'll take the last shot here if we can. 20.4, 14-6. Be nice to cut into that right here.
Athenians being patient as they often are here. Obviously, get last shot of the first quarter. Ball in the hands of Hensley. Starts the drive. He's going to take it. Oh, just going to leave it a little short. And there's the prayer off the backboard for Western Boone. So after one quarter, it's Western Boone 14, Crawfordsville 6. And what'd you see?
Well, there's a lot of contact even on that last move right there. Western Boone down low, doing a good job with their arm bars. We're going to have to be able to play through that a little bit. And, we've had a couple shots right at the rim that we didn't make. If you make those and take into account how well they shot the ball there in the first quarter.
Yes.
Really, this game is probably closer than the 8-point lead shows. So you still got a lot of basketball here left. We talked just a minute ago about how depth will come into play right here. But, one thing that we need to see probably is Jesse finding a way to get him some shots, maybe in and around the basket, and get him on the scoreboard right here.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Western Boone's focused on trying to stop him. Generally, when you get into a championship game, most coaches are, you want to shoot the ball well. You talk about rebounding. You talk about trying to limit the other team's easy points. But what you really need is you need somebody beside your star generally to play well. Your star needs to play well always in big games, but you need some other contribution. So hopefully we can either get Ty or somebody like that with a hot hand, maybe Ian, to make a couple shots here, and that might open some things up for Jesse.
So with one exception, that's Makai Wallace for Schrader. It's the starters back in for the Athenians. And for Western Boone, they counter with Spencer Wright and McAtee, Stoudemire, Hull, and they got a new big guy in the middle there. Number 20 is Caleb Freeman. That's a football name, I remember. So he's also a senior, listed at 6'4", sorry. I was going to say he's bigger than that. There's K-Dub in the lane, and it gets a shooter's roll because he is a shooter.
Well, excellent inbounds play there. Good execution, good finish there by Karsten.
So here we go. Let's see if defense can get a stop here for the Athenians. Man-to-man pressure on, and got two sophomores. Nope, got three sophomores on the floor right now for Crawfordsville. But they're sophomores who went 21-1 last year on a JV team, and so these guys know how to win. And they had a lot of success in the JV game against Western Boone, and not that matters, but typically you're moving up together.
There's something to that for sure. It'll be interesting to see how our sophomores respond here as this game goes on. Another good move there by K-Dub, like just drawing fouls. That's a good call.
That's a new player also. That's Marcus Stepp. He is a freshman, only freshman listed on the varsity roster, so that's number 5, Marcus Stepp. And K-Dub, I'm sure, recognized that and just went right at him.
Right, that's already the 17th foul on Western Boone, so every foul here we should be going to the line. So as much as it looks like we're struggling, I think we're set up here for some easy opportunities here in the second quarter.
And it's 14-8, and our shooting woes won't continue. That's just not how it's been. That 6 points at the end of the first quarter has been a long time since we've scored that few points in a quarter. There's Spencer Wright launching from 3 again, and he is on tonight.
Yeah, that's probably a little too clean. We'd like to maybe get out on him a little quicker.
So another 3, and that's where the majority of their points have come from. Spencer Wright's guarding Jesse Hall. Looked like there was a lot of contact right there. Jesse fouled his shot, but the rebound was over his head into Wright's hands. Behind the back pass was too much for Stoudemire to handle. They corralled it, and pretty nice move to the bucket by Cortez Stoudemire for 2. Pushes the lead back up to 11 for Western Boone. A lot of contact out there again. But I know Coach Pierce, his comment in the paper was, hey, we know it's going to be physical, and we need our fans out there. We got Jesse Hall for a travel. So turnover back to Western Boone, leading 19-8.
I do think you can see the physical nature of the game has impacted the game.
Yes.
We're not quite used to this. Let's see if we can dig in here. We still got plenty of time left. Get a couple stops. Starts on the defensive end.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of football players on that court right now for Western Boone.
There are. They're a physical group out there. And I'm sure they remember the sectional game last year, so they came in tonight with a little more energy than just a normal game.
Yeah. It's been a little while since they've beaten Crawfordsville, so they're fired up, and we're going to see if we can get going here offensively. Tough shot by Z. I like his drive, but really hotly contested. So rebound to Western Boone. That is number 4, Jonathan McAtee with the point. Spencer Wright now with the ball. Driving on Mackay. And shots off. He just can't shoot inside the three-point line.
Good take by Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse went up with his left hand there, and Mackay Wallace gets the ball hawk right there, getting a rebound, the offensive board, and back for 2.
Well, just running the floor there for Mackay. That's a hustle play. Garbage play, as they sometimes say, and a great putback right there.
He will pick up a lot of those. We talked about that against the Park Heritage game, and he just did a great job. Comes up with often more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds, which is super helpful to your team. That is number 20 on the drive, Caleb Freeman. We let him get all the way to the hoop, so it's going to be a layup and the foul. And number 12, Zaire Morgan, that is 2 on him.
That's his second.
Well, they recognized getting double teamed right there. Good pass out of the double. Created that driving line. With the way they've shot the ball, it's hard to close in and collapse sometimes. So things are going well right now for Western Boone, but good rebound there for Jesse, and a couple baskets here puts us right back in the game.
Yeah, free throw is off, so Jesse's going to try to make something happen himself, and well, he's getting a lot of attention. Morgan on the drive and just off. Good pressure here by the Athenians, but Cortez Stoudemire brings the ball up the court. Spencer Wright was checked out of the game, and Jake Jones checked in. Number 24, the senior for Western Boone. Rebo burning some clock here, and Stoudemire drives. He traveled. Yep.
That time we were able to have our help in there, and good job by both Jesse and Mackay.
They shut him off, didn't they? That's what we need to do. Last time on the drive by Freeman, so timeout. It's going to be timeout Crawfordsville. It's full timeout, and we have a score of 21-10 in favor of Western Boone with 4:43 to go here in the second quarter. Athenians are shooting percentage isn't real good, even on layups. It's one of those nights where those aren't falling right now. And
we've had some tough luck at the rim, there's no question. And, sometimes that leads to some frustration, just naturally as a player, even as a teammate who hasn't shot it right there. You're like, geez, we need to knock those down. Everybody knows you need to make those, but you got to move on. You got to move. Whatever's in the past is in the past at this point. I'm sure that's why Coach took timeout right here with the 4:43 left. Settle the team down a little bit right here. And let's just see, like we talked about before, let's win this 4 minutes right here. And let's, even if we're not leading at halftime, let's get ourselves back in the game. So it's a big stretch right here. Be interesting to see a play that Coach draws up. And I'd like to see us do maybe a little bit better job of getting on the old boards and getting some putbacks like Mackay did on the last one.
Definite opportunities there, and to pick up easy buckets, or as you mentioned, kind of those trash points, which can be a huge factor. And Mackay's a guy who can do that. So for the Athenians back out of the timeout, you got Mackay Wallace, Ian Hensley, K-Dub, Zaire Morgan, and Jesse Hall. And Western Boone counters with Spencer Wright back in the game, Cortez Stoudemire, Jake Jones, Caleb Freeman, Josh McAtee.
Little box set coming out of the timeout.
See if the Athenians can create here or draw another foul. Western Boone sitting there with 7. There's Jesse Hall with a beautiful three-point shot that falls for him. Just got a great shot, great form.
And good execution there on the set. Run a little double off out of the box and get Jesse, third man, get his feet set. Good follow through.
Jesse was on Spencer Wright, give that extra long 6'7" frame on a guy who's hitting from outside and give him problems. And Spencer's able to get the ball in and go up strong for a bucket in the lane. Jesse Hall take another 3, and it looks good, and it is good. And there he goes.
Well, it's amazing when you make one. That just builds confidence. And we talked about it. We're going to hit a couple shots, and they're just on it for us.
Yeah, last 2 possessions, Jesse Hall with 2 3-pointers. Doing a great job. Looks like Marcus Stepp, the freshman's getting ready to check back in. I don't think that Western Boone's coaches appreciated the defense. Looked like a jump ball. Yep.
No, I think it's going to be. I thought for a minute they were going to change the call, but it's a good call.
Yep. So Marcus Stepp checks in for Jake Jones, and looked like Western Boone's coach Burkett, was not super thrilled with the defense on Jesse. Nope, we got a hold, we got a foul. on the inbounds play. It looks like it's going to be on Mekhi Wallace.
Well, it's better than giving up a layup right there. You don't want to ever give up layups on inbounds plays. Mekhi does the right thing. It's the 16th foul now on the Athenians, so next one should lead to the bonus.
It's the same thing as that pass interference call, isn't it? When somebody's wide open and you're beat, I'm just going to grab it and take the penalty. Okay, rough shot there a little short by Spencer Wright, and Athenian rebound into the hands of, super physical contact out there in front. Long way from the basket, outside the line is Stoudemire closed on Jesse Hall. And I think that's going to be 2 fouls on him, which will probably put him on the bench for the rest of he's Western Boone's leading scorer.
Yeah, that was his 3rd foul, so that's a humongous play right there. And again, Jesse does a good job using his shot fake and drawing some contact.
Well, and you got to play him, right? He just hit 2 threes, so close out quickly. They didn't want to give him another one. But
you have to make decisions when you're guarding somebody like Jesse, and that's what's so great about having Jesse on your team.
Yeah.
Because he is a matchup nightmare for high school coaches for sure.
Bunch of changes now for the Athenians. Carson Scott in, Ty Linus in, and Cole Watt in. So Hensley, Wallace, and Morgan will take a break. So it brings in the defensive intensity here.
Well, Jesse's kind of taken over here in the last minute and a half. Here's our run and jump.
Yeah, and we got the guys in there to get it done. Coach Pierce knows he can do a little offense-defense so early in the game with the personnel he has. Good job. Good defense. Jesse Hall stepped in there. Great pass ahead to Cole Watt, but Western Boone was back, so he wisely pulled it out. And they're going to game with a travel. I don't always see those, Coach. But
he's got such a long stride that possibly was. What I like about that, though, is you could see the aggressiveness in his eyes.
He was going to the hoop.
He was going. Right. It's a great hustle there by Carson Scott, creating a steal, creating a turnover. Let's see if we can get another one here.
It's a 5-point game, so we're after him this quarter for sure. 18-23 in favor of Western Boone. 2:51 to go here in the second quarter. The freshman is moving the ball here for Western Boone. Number 13 is also in there, Caleb Henry again. In the hands of their playmaker right now, Spencer Wright. Drives the hoop. Shots off. Tough. Good job by Cole. Corralling that ball. He's going to pick up a foul on Brett Wethington.
Again, great job by Carson Scott there in the help side. Great, another turnover. It wasn't a turnover, but it really was because Spencer had to change his shot. It was going to be a charge if he didn't. And great hustle there by Cole creating the foul. See if he can knock these free throws down. Still 1-1 here. That was the 9th team foul on Western Boone.
Okay, 6 on the Athenians. Cole Watt at the line. Launches one up. They're a little hard, but rebound to Spencer Wright for Western Boone.
Those are tough. When you don't shoot many free throws and all of a sudden it's, you're up there. I don't care how much you practice. It's just a different feeling.
Yeah, Crawfordsville's defensive intensity here creating some problems. But there's Marcus Stepp on a nice find by Henry, I think, number 13. So that gives them a layup there on the cut. 7-point lead for Western Boone. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Next, Coach is directing here a little bit. Anytime you've got Carson and Cole in, you're going to try to get 3 scores, which is what he just did.
Yeah, set him up well. And good shot by Ty Linus on the free throw line, just off. And playing pretty physical, which is exactly what Cole Watt's in there to do. That'll be the 7th foul, actually, on the Athenians, so we'll go to the line for 1-1.
Well, Coach Pierce will take that shot any day from Ty. He's in the paint. Good ball screen right there. He penetrates. He's got himself a little 8-footer. He just left it a little short, but good hustle again by Cole. Got a block out here.
Yeah, I feel like it's what you said about Jesse, too. If Ty can get points on the board there, that just opens him up. Marcus Stepp at the line for Western Boone, and that shot is off for the freshman with the rebound to Henry. Even though we were blocking out, it was a weird rebound. It bounced around the rim a little bit. So now we got Cole Watt on the foul, number 20, who's just playing with a whole bunch of intensity right now. We're going to take a timeout to Western Boone.
Well, we've cut into the lead. It was 21-11, or 21-10, excuse me, here just a couple minutes ago. So we've made a run. Jesse's gotten going a little bit. He's settled into the game. We've gotten some spark off of our bench here. We've got 1:46 left. Looks like Coach is going to go back to his normal lineup here, taking Cole and Carson out, and we need to finish strong here. 2-shot foul. It'd be nice to see if we can get somebody like Ty or Ian a nice clean look and see if we can get them to knock a shot down here before the half as well.
I wonder if he won't, maybe in the second half, even come back out with Schrader, depending on how that wrist is feeling. But he did get some up-close shots and easy looks.
No question.
That we know he can put in.
Yes,
so.
yes. Nate was playing well. He just wasn't finishing at the rim. But I agree. Like, Nate may be a factor. I still consider him a very important part of the game plan in the second half. Yeah,
love to see him finish this season strong here in this game. Kind of some sentimental reasons there as well. But there's a good opportunity, I think, for us to utilize his big body, his big frame, and is greatly improved. I mean, just serious improvement from last season to this season, the way he plays basketball. Doing a really nice job. So shots a little long there by number 4. That's McAtee. I called him Josh earlier. I apologize. It's Jonathan McAtee. He's a 6'1 junior at the line for his second shot. And it's up and good. Pushes the lead to 8 points for Western Boone. 26-18 with 1:40 to go here in the half. K-Dub finding an open Jesse Hall for 3, and that was just short. Oh, man. Ty Linus had that offensive rebound, just couldn't find the handle.
Well, that's a set coming off the timeout, the free throw there. You get Jesse a nice clean look, and Linus with the right idea, going strong there, just didn't quite stay in his hands.
Well, you said let's crash those boards and get some second chances, and we about had it there. So this is number 13, Henry, with the ball off the court for Western Boone. They're obviously going to look for Spencer Wright, Maine and McAtee a little bit. Now the freshman has the basketball in front, guarded by Zaire Morgan, who's going to apply really, really quick and intense pressure. There's a shot by McAtee. It's off, but the offensive rebound to Weathington. Can't knock it down, and K-Dub goes.
Great job by Williamson there, keeping that ball alive, forcing the miss.
A lot of contact again in the lane. No call. Ball out of bounds. There was a lot of contact, and the shot was short, but we know that doesn't happen to K-Dub unless, probably just.
There certainly was contact there. I will agree with that. Sometimes the officials, I guess the theory is they can't call everything.
That's
so
true.
If you just keep playing physical, that you're going to get away with a few of them.
We got 2 subs in the game now for Morgan and Williamson, and that is the defensive guys, and Carson Scott and Cole Watt. And here we go.
And there it is.
Oh, it just resulted in a turnover, but I think that's the right call.
Yep, and there it is.
Yep.
Good anticipation there by Ian.
Ian jumped the
That's about 3 times tonight. He has made an outstanding defensive read, and that's a big turnover right there with 42 seconds left down 8. That was a little bit awkward there. But it looks like the ball's in play.
Right in front of us. Looks like we wanted to get Morgan and Kata back in the game. So there's a drive by Linus. He's going to get foul. I think it's on Marcus Stepp, number 5. Should be his second foul.
I guarantee you that's probably the 4th shot we have had that has been down and has just decided not to stay down tonight.
Yeah.
So
we need to be shooting on the other end. That's coming.
It definitely leads to frustration.
There we go. Linus gets on the board. We know he can score. As I mentioned, he either had 19 or 20 last night, whatever the right stat was. Led the team. He's definitely a guy that can put it in the hoop. Both free throws are good. That's a 6-point game now.
32 seconds left. Yep.
And here comes the defensive pressure. And we got it. Another turnover occurred by Cole Watt there jumping in. Gets the ball to Linus in the lane. Another easy floater. Just a little strong, and they're going to call it off Western Boone. It was off Weathington.
That is Cole Watt again, just creating havoc all over the floor.
Yeah. We talked about his defensive pressure, allow the substitutions.
They should allow them right. There should be no reason why they can't sub. Oh, they called the
okay. I did not pick that up.
Again, I would say these officials are they've struggled a bit with the pace of the game, with the physicality of the game.
I feel like they're not on the same page with each other.
I kind of agree with that. You'd like to see them be a little more assertive. No matter what they're going to call, right? Just make the call, be assertive on the floor, and let everybody in the gym know what the call is. Like right there's a couple times here tonight. There's a lot of people in the gym don't know what the call was on the floor. So.
Yeah, me included. I certainly missed it. So that foul is on Cole Watt. That's his 3rd foul. And I was just getting ready to say, we talked about the way he plays defense, which is awesome, but he also crashes the boards, and that creates a lot of havoc under there if you're Western Boone, which, I guess without the foul created that. But they called the foul on Watt. He fouled Wenton, who put him at the line. He hits his first free throw. So 21 seconds to go here. Western Boone shooting second free throw. It's up and strong, and rebound to Hensley. Good job getting it out to Morgan. We got 18 seconds here to set it up and get the last shot. 7-point lead for Western Boone. Been a very physical half, and good job driving in there. Is going to be another foul.
Yeah, exactly what you're looking for right there. Trying to get something to the rim. You're going to be in a double bonus here, so 2-shot foul.
2-shot foul, and Carson Scott and Cole Watt will check in. No, they won't, because Cole Watt has 3 fouls. That's
I think the coaching staff realized that. And
K-Dub launches first free throw is good.
Well, the timeout at 4:43. We were losing 21-10. All of a sudden, you look at that scoreboard. We make this. We're only down 5. So important last possession. You'd like to see K-Dub make this, but we have definitely won the last 4 minutes, like Coach I'm sure said at that timeout.
And those 4-minute segments are big and important, and done really well. Good momentum taken into the half, no matter really what happens in the last 5 seconds. But timeout Western Boone with Karsten Williamson at the line for one more free throw.
You got 5.3 seconds. I'm sure that Coach Burkett's thinking, okay, that's plenty of time to get the ball the length of the floor. Crawfordsville has 9 fouls. Prefer not to foul because it'll be the same scenario at distance. So we're going to try to play good solid D without fouling. And I'm sure he's going to get something trying to get to the rim or attack the basket. So it'll be interesting to see here what he comes up with. And I know that, like you said, Carson Scott has checked into the game. But we've kept Cole out, so we still have some good size and speed in there as well.
Good battle here, good physical bank game. Coach Pierce knew what he was talking about, of course, and he is a Western Boone alum, so graduated from Western Boone and was a multi-sport athlete. Obviously, his dad coached basketball there for several years, was the head basketball coach, and now, of course, the coaching tandem. Great article last year on just the success they've had at Crawfordsville and what they do to build into the basketball family. So, fun story. So here we go. Get ready for the last 5.3 seconds of the second quarter with K-Dub at the line.
You could see that Coach Pierce has decided not to put 2 guys up on the foul line, so we're going to try to stop that ball at half court here.
And the shot is good. That's what we expect out of
Little
K-Dub.
press, all right. Little press, get the ball stopped, make it difficult, create some confusion.
There's a prayer by Spencer Wright, and
excellent job.
Good defense.
Yeah, excellent job right there. You will take that, and really that's an excellent last 4 minutes. All things considered, if you think about the easy shots we have missed, I feel really good right now, only being down 5, and I'm sure Coach Pierce is the same way in the locker room right now. You just got to stick with it.
Yeah.
Games like this, a lot of times, it's a 32-minute game. It's not 8 minutes. It's not 16. It's 32. So all things considered right there, when you're only scoring 22 and you're only down 5, I think you're feeling pretty good at halftime.
Well, and we got some guys that came in there and played just as physical, and certainly were getting on the floor and scrapping after the basketball. And I feel like we matched their, and that word that's used all the time now, their physicality in basketball. I felt like we matched that, and certainly some of those easy shots are going to fall. It doesn't usually continue all 4 quarters of a basketball game.
Well, that's what seniors are supposed to do in big games, and that's what Cole and Carson did right there. They came in, they played physical, sparked the team a little bit here, and for sure that, and you saw Western Boone cool off there as the game went on. I think Dan Dockage always says water finds level or something like that, so if you hit your first 4, you're probably not going to make your next 4, so I'm sure the game plan is to still keep the ball out of the paint, always on defense, and get a hand up on the shooters. And as long as we can control the boards, I feel like we got an excellent chance to win this game.
Yeah, so what we have going on here tonight, Saturday night, is good championship basketball, playing for the Sugar Creek Classic title. Athenians defending champs. That hasn't happened. A team has not won more than once, except for North Montgomery in the beginning, and I'm sure those were the DJ Bird years when they won, I think, back-to-back-to-back maybe. And so that hasn't happened in quite a while now since he's coaching at the college level. And so we have the Athenians with an opportunity to do that this year into 2020 and be back-to-back champs of the Sugar Creek Classic. But Western Boone certainly is not going to give up that title or that championship easily. They lead 27-22 here at halftime, and we will be back in about 7 minutes at the end of the halftime to pick up the webcast, and we will catch you then. You're a fan.
Not really.
No? Like the shirt?
Only thing I can grab easily that looks decent.
All right. That's fair.
I'm a Jordan fan.
Oh, really? All right. Bulldogs, huh?
Football.
No kidding. Jake Fromm, I saw you lost your quarterback. He's going to go to the NFL.
What if Colts draft?
That'd be cool. Any truth to the rumor they're going to draft, or not draft, but get Brady?
Yeah.
Shoot, that'd be weird. Yeah, no kidding. That doesn't happen very often.
They haven't been wild card in 10 years.
Is that right? The end of the era. Yep, it's a battle. It's going to be a great finish. right, here we go. Getting ready for the second half of basketball in the championship of the Sugar Creek Classic. And give you a quick the results from the JV Classic that's always played at Southmont on Saturday morning. The Athenians were victorious and came away with that championship in the JV Sugar Creek Classic. And that is their fourth Classic championship for the JV in a row. So great job by the JV Athenians. We're going to see if the Varsity can follow suit and repeat as champions. And there we go, Western Boone basketball out of the half. And they actually get a second shot, but they're not finding that same success they had to start the game, that's for sure. Jesse Hall goes coast to coast, just a little short, but gets his offensive board up and in, and hey, that's a pretty good start.
That's a great start right there. You did a good job getting stopped defensively, pulled down that defensive rebound, and then you attack right there. Instead of settling for a three yourself, you attack. And it was really good help side defense right there on the drive by Zaire, got a hand on it, created the missed shot. We've got our starting lineup back in. It's good to see Nate back out there. We're already down to, we've cut it to 4 already, so big possession right there.
Yeah, great start. And we mentioned that hot start Western Boone had at the beginning of the game. There's Nate. Oh, they're going to get him with a foul. I think he had a hand on him. Yep. Nate's going to pick up a quick foul. I don't know that he needed to do that because I think he had access to the rebound, but in any case, he picks up his third foul about 30 seconds into the third quarter. Spencer Wright brings the ball up the court for Western Boone in the hands of Stoudemire. Picked by Jones, and good defensive pressure here by the Athenians. No open looks yet. There's Jones from outside, and he hits a three. It's 2 of those for him tonight.
That definitely is a threat. He has shown the ability to hit that tonight. I'm impressed with his outside shooting.
Yeah, it looks good. There's Karsten Williamson with the 3 attempt, just off. Rebound in the hands of Spencer Wright, who has his eyes on going coast to coast. And that just short. Rebound by Schrader. Good job up ahead.
Well, that's why you play Nate Schrader right there. His hustle right there to get back, get that defensive rebound. Just a great hustle play by Nate.
And they found Jesse Hall streaking down the court for the easy layup.
Good job. Keep that ball to the outside. I'm sure that's something. There we go.
Good steal by Zaire Morgan, who's going to take it in and put it up and hit good. Good job working around the defender there. Connor Hull was on him, and he was just patient while he was in the air.
And the lead's already down to 3, so you just keep plugging away on the defensive end, and good things happen.
Yeah, Athenians off to a much better start than the start of the game here. Just good pressure, and then the shots are falling. They're getting some easy buckets and finishing at the hoop. And we talked about, we do like Nate Schrader in there, just creates havoc on the defensive end, did it again.
He absolutely did. Him and Zaire have really come out and sparked the team here to start the second half.
Yeah, making some good things happen. Keep finding the scores there, and then you got Linus on the bench with lots of points in his, lots of points possible there, and he'll jump in here for anybody who needs a breather. Stoudemire holds the ball for Western Boone. They're going to screen for him, and nothing open there. Jones with the drive, up and good with the layup. He's doing it from inside and outside here in the second half. Good find by K-Dub to Schrader.
And there's Nate again.
Yeah, doing lots of good things.
Well, good pass, but great hustle by the big fella running down the floor. That's just want right there. I want to do it, and he did it.
Yeah, and finishing that is what's good. We talked about it. We know he can finish, and he did it here in the second half. He's done it. Tough shot there.
There he goes again. I mean, you can see him running the floor again. There he is.
Found him again. They're going to reward him.
I mean, that's just playing the game the right way is what that is. Yeah. You run the floor. Your coaches always talk about run hard, and that's what Nate's doing. Great passing there as well, obviously.
Yeah, Nate picked up a quick foul to give him 3, but, boy, he's playing really, really well on both ends right now. And
we pointed out there, Brian, here in the second quarter that how important Nate could potentially be, and you were spot on because he's really made the difference at the start of the third quarter.
Love to see it for him, too. We also mentioned it's his last game for the season, we believe, at least in the Athenian uniform here for the basketball team, and he has brought a ton of positives right out of halftime. So good job. Western Boone timeout, of course, down. The Athenians are down 1 point, but they've cut into it. That's 32-31, 5:20 to go here in the third quarter.
Really, in about last 7 minutes, we have outscored them 21-12 here. So really, the game has changed since the middle of the second quarter.
Yeah.
Once Jesse got going with a couple of shots, the tide has turned, and really we've dominated for the most part since that moment.
And we talked about early on how important it is for him to get going, get established, but they've got to play a lot of defense on him, which draws a lot of attention, opens up other guys who can score for Crawfordsville. There's Brett Wellington on the drive. Oh, doggone it, they're going to get
that's a tough foul right there. It looks like he's vertical. His arms are straight up and down.
Looks like contact was initiated by Wellington.
I agree. That's a tough call.
So that is going to be foul number 4 on Schrader. So he's going to have to come out. You bring in your rebound specialist. That's not really what he is, but I like to call Makai Wallace out because he can just rebound. So he's going to come in, and he can also put the ball back in the hoop. So do some of the things that Nate does. Hopefully Makai, the youngster, sophomore, was watching his junior teammate run the floor, and hopefully he does the same thing. Because I can tell you this, Karsten Williamson will find you if you're open.
Absolutely. We have a very unselfish team here.
Yeah. And so will Zaire Z, brings the ball up the court. He does a great job as well. And for a sophomore, stepping in that role a little later, not later in the season, but a few games into the season, stepped into a starting role, has done a great job. There's Makai finding Jesse Hall underneath.
Excellent pass.
He's a bucket. That ties the game.
Really 2 great passes. Obviously a good finish by Jesse. But Carson to feed Makai, the timing is what that play was all about. Beautiful. Excellent timing.
Yeah, 33 all with 4:30 to go here in the third quarter. And that was a quick find underneath. Pretty good defense right there in his face. But
that's a challenge. Yeah, he challenged that.
There's Wallace with the defense, but Spencer Wright with the bucket. And so, that has to be offensive. He was moving. Sorry, not offensive. I thought they were going to call it offensive.
He hesitated. He didn't. He just blew his whistle. I think he was trying to decide what to call there, but we'll certainly take that.
Yes.
Because he was certainly moving.
Inbounds play for the Athenians underneath their bucket. Morgan working against Stoudemire.
You're tempted to tell Z to take Stoudemire, see if you can pick that 4th foul up right here.
It would be nice. I'd go at him. I'd go at him with K-Dub too. Crawfordsville, Jesse Hall launches a 3, and it's good. That gives Crawfordsville first lead. Is that the first lead of the game? I believe it is. Yep, 36-35. So first lead for Crawfordsville, 3:50 to go here in the third quarter. Good job battling back, as you mentioned, Coach. Down 10 or maybe 11.
It was 11 at that point, yeah.
There's just Spencer Wright with the step back 3, and it's good. They are shooting well tonight from 3.
Yeah, that kid's just he's a winner. So
yeah, he is.
They're going to keep competing.
Yeah, he's an all-state quarterback and
a runner-up to Mr. Football. So a special kid out there.
Zaire looking for somebody underneath Jesse, I would assume, and there's Stoudemire playing some defense, but that was definitely off Stoudemire. He tried to sell it. Good job by the senior from Western Boone. But it'll be Crawfordsville basketball.
It's kind of danger zone. You dribble down there and pick it up. And I know he was waiting on the screen there and somebody come help him. You try to keep that ball out of the corner if you can.
Ball into Jesse's hands. Spencer Wright guards Jesse. He just put up another 3. That's what I was going to say. Do it. A little short on that one. It was online, though. Good feed over to McAtee. Nice feed by Stoudemire. Transition. So Western back to a 4-point lead.
Good idea here. Settle back down here. Get a quality shot.
K-Dub on the drive. They're going to get me a foul on. Yep. K-Dub's going to go to the line, shooting 2. Foul on Brett Wellington. He was moving.
You got to give K-Dub a lot of credit and a lot of courage. A lot of kids would have backed down right there. And it goes hard, draws contact.
And that's a linebacker you're heading into. So
that's a big boy right there.
K-Dub at the line, shooting 2. First one's up and good. Got 3 fouls on Western Boone, 2 on the Athenians. That's 3 on Wellington. Jake Jones in to replace him for Western Boone. Crawfordsville has nobody on the line right now. Makai Wallace goes back underneath there. Second shot's up, just a little bit long for K-Dub, so 37-40. Western Boone basketball. Moving the ball around for Weebo. There's Stoudemire outside, and K-Dub gets there. The ball's long. Guys on the floor diving for it, and Makai Wallace comes up with it, and got a timeout. Yeah, good job.
Great job by Coach Pierce there.
Yeah, that ball was
quick
loose.
reaction. Yep, it was going to be a jump ball.
It was.
It was going to end up being our ball, but still, you want to keep that possession arrow, and you still have, you hate to say you have plenty of timeouts, but as long as you save a couple for late in the game, you always take possession right there. And like I said, we maintain the possession arrow.
That's right. And you know how often that ball's on the floor tonight. We got guys all over it, so they're going to tie it up.
I'd like to give a shout out right there to, I think Zaires played very well here. That's as long as I've seen Coach stick with him, maybe in a segment so far, and it just shows his ball handling. He's getting us into the offense. And as you watch him play tonight, you can see confidence growing in his game. Even though he's not scoring, really that's not his job. Certainly would take some points from him. But
minimizing turnovers, playing good defense, hustling. Ian Hensley doing a lot of the same things. Ian Hensley's had several steals, I think 3 or at least 2 in the potential one. So good job by those youngsters. Those are both sophomores for the Athenians. We go ball in Jesse Hall's hands over to Mackay, looking underneath for somebody. Z's going to come back and get the ball. Over to Ian Hensley. Here's a steal there by Spencer Wright, but Jesse's able to crowd the ball. There's a 3 by Hensley, and he can hit those. And rebound ends up back with K-Dub, and he'll launch. Oh, I thought he was going to launch a 3. Instead, he's going to find Z for the 3. There's Mackay just a little bit out of reach, or he would have had that offensive board.
2 good looks, Ed. Really good looks. You want Zaire to have confidence. If his feet are set, and they were right there. Great job by Mackay working hard on the boards. Okay, I was going to say, are we going to see our senior defensive group? Cole still has those 3 fouls, so just putting Carson in. Tight Linus in the game here, and he can be a deciding factor in this game. He's fresh here, and we know what he can do offensively.
Yeah, he's normally in the game, but this group, these 5 have been playing well, so Linus gets in there now, and Scott, as you mentioned, Coach, and here we go with the defensive pressure. Western Boone counters. They brought in Marcus Stepp. They're, again, I mentioned the freshman in their lineup. And Cortez Stoudemire, Spencer Wright, Jake Jones, and number 13 is Caleb Henry, who drives. This to Jones. Good defense here by the Athenians, not giving any shots, trying to obviously force Spencer left. I know that's what the book says to do on him. There's Jake Jones.
He's been obviously... Wright is a star player, but Jones has been a real standout for them
tonight. You said you needed somebody to step up, and they had it happen. You weren't talking about them, but they've had it happen.
He has played well.
Yep. Phoenix battling here with 50 seconds to go. There's a quick step by Ty, so it's going to be a turnover on the travel. Give the ball back to Western Boone. Hensley's going to come back in, I would assume, for Linus. Nope, for Jesse. Give Jesse a break here heading into the 4th quarter. That's a good
This
move.
will be a very short break, I can assure you of that.
Jesse is not sat tonight, so this will give him a little rest, maybe hopefully into the quarter. Cortez Stoudemire brings the ball up, guarded by Carson Scott for the Athenians. And you mentioned Z out there guarding Henry, and he's doing a great job.
He's played very well, yes.
Very well tonight. There's Scott applying a bunch of pressure. Stoudemire wants to take it as a challenge, trying to kick it out to Jones because he's shot well tonight.
Good challenge there by Ian.
Yeah, nothing open.
All right, they'll probably hold for 1 now. You're down to 18.
That was a shove on Stoudemire, no call.
Yeah, it would have been his 4th too.
Yep. He's frustrated because Carson Scott's all over him, playing some intense defense. Oh, they're going to get Linus with quick foul.
It's all right. It's all right. That's only our 13th foul. Yeah. Creates a side out right here with 5.5 left. Yeah,
not bad at all for Crawfordsville here. 5 seconds to go. Continue to play defense. Don't give them a good look. Someone's got to help. Stoudemire, good shot fake. Shot is long and nothing there. Nothing at the buzzer. It's a Western Boone lead, 5 points, 37-42. Team fouls are tied up at 3 apiece. As we head into the final 8 minutes, and you got Nate Schrader, Jesse Hall, Carson Williamson checking back into the lineup for the Athenians. Actually, Zaire Morgan's going to get a break. He's played that whole quarter, and put a ton of pressure on defensively and handled the ball really well offensively.
Well, you think about the quarter right there. I made a comment. I felt like we had dominated about an 8-minute stretch. Yep. And you really have to give Western Bend a lot of credit right there. They have responded. Yeah. Okay, so now we're back to a 5-point basketball game. Now it's our turn to respond. You know, that's what basketball game is about a little bit. You're going to have some runs when you have two quality teams playing each other. And at this moment, it'll be our basketball, so that goes back to Coach Pierce saving that possession arrow. We get the ball here to start the fourth quarter. And just like we started the third quarter with Nate Schrader back in the game, and hopefully he can stay on the floor here with those 4 fouls he has.
For sure, and that's a great point, Coach. Often hear Coach Pierce talking about we need to withstand the run that the other team's going to have, because you know they're going to have one, and you got to be able to have a run of your own to answer. And so it is time for us. And if you look back to, with the exception of Zaire Morgan, Ty Linus is going to come into the game. Coach would love to get him going offensively, I'm sure, and because he is fully capable of doing that. We got guys out there who can score. Schrader played really well coming out of halftime. Let's hope he gets off to just as great of a start here. He does have 4 fouls. And K-Dub's going to bring the ball up the court. And he's obviously back into that role, and he can do it well. Good job by Ian Hensley finding that pass that got loose, and he nails.
Huge play by Hensley. Yeah, I'm not sure that pass was for him.
That was for Schrader, I think.
But great reaction by Ian, and a huge basket right there for the Athenians.
I do love it, as we talked about. Coach set up a play, obviously, to get Schrader with the basketball. Driving to the hoop. There's going to be a foul outside on the floor on Hensley. Not bad, because he was getting beat by Hull. I don't know Hull scores much,
I'm sure that's what Coach is probably telling Ian there. Hey, Cats, just give him a little bit of space there. You don't want to let him beat you off the dribble, but that's okay. And those, learn from those.
First foul on Hensley, 4th foul on the team, and there was a travel on Jones.
Again, the closeout by Nate. Yeah, calls that.
Difference.
He closes out, forces him to put it on the floor.
Nate's got to be a little bit careful here because he does have 4 fouls. We'd like to keep him in the game. He just made such a difference there. So ball in the hands of Ty Linus, because we know he can create. Plus, we also know that Stoudemire has 3 fouls, I believe. Opportunity for pass got to be just a little sharper there. Stoudemire was reading that in the passing lane.
Also, the screening action. Sometimes when you're away from the ball, you watch these things. You need to run your man off of that, into that screen.
So that you actually do free it up, free him up. There we go, K-Dub on the drive, and that ball's knocked away. They're picked up by Connor Hull. Got to stop the dribbler, and no, that's Schrader's. Doggone it. It's
too bad right there. Jesse sprinting back. They were in good shape right there.
Yep. Yep, so Nate Schrader is done for actually the season. Just want to point that out. Great kid, great family. Just a tremendous athlete here at Crawfordsville High School for the juniors. Not done in his career by any means, but is going to be done for the season. He's got a little bit of a recovery here associated with that surgery he's going to have on his wrist or in his hand. I'm not exactly sure where it is.
Well, he'll be back. That's what we all know that. He'll be back. He'll be back stronger and better than ever. And whether it be 4 months or 6 months, he'll be that much older, that much more mature, and ready to lead the Athenians next year as a senior.
Yeah, and he works hard, so he'll recover quickly. So it's kind of hold the line. First one's up and good. Second was off. Makai Walsh with the rebound. There's Linus from outside with a good-looking shot. Doing what Ty Linus can do. Three-pointer is good. It makes the score 42-43 in favor of Western Boone.
Amazing how those three-point shots tend to even out. You just keep getting good ones.
Good look there by Ty Linus, and obviously fully capable of doing that. Good switch back by Wallace and Linus. Playing defense on Western Boone. Western Boone's playmaker and Stoudemire trying to screen, get him open. K-Dub's doing a good job guarding him.
It's basically a 3-man offensive team right now for Western Boone. And they're just going to be patient, try to get the ball to one of their 3 scorers they have on the floor.
Yeah, the one guy I did not know about was Jake Jones. I knew about Stoudemire and Spencer Wright. So thought about the 3, not there. Spencer Wright's on the drive, and the kick to... and that's good by McAtee.
Well, I should have said 4 scores. Big shot there by McAtee. Big shot.
And he's hit some. There's a drive. Open 3 for Hensley, just a little bit short.
Good setup, though, by Carson. Good setup. You like the sophomore ready to shoot there. Catch and shoot.
Well, there's a lot of steps. I thought it was Jesse Hall with a nice dish ahead to Linus. Goes to the other side of the rim, which is really smart. Great job. Sort of the revert to help protect, and get the easy bucket there. Down 2. Here comes the defensive trap. There's a push off.
It was. There's no question they missed it.
3 by Jones is good. He's shooting like 90%. I don't really know what he's shooting, but it's well. Ball back out to Linus for a long 3, just off the front of the rim, but good job by K-Dub getting that long rebound we've talked about many times. Knew what he wanted.
Senior being a leader.
Yeah, no possession here. That's so important right now with 5 minutes to go. Athenians down 5 points in the championship of the Classic, and we're going to have an intense finish here.
Well, you want to see some good screens here. Be patient.
There's K-Dub with the outside shot, and he's knocked down. But
that's all Mackay again, though, getting his hand on that rebound.
Oh, man, that ball just goes over the backboard.
Maybe a little impatient. Yeah. I'm sure Coach would say that. You know, like to see him work a little bit, but it's easy to say that when the ball doesn't go in. You know, those shots go in, and you're like, those are good plays.
Great shot. That's right.
It's still a 5-point game with 4:43, just like we started the quarter. So now it's just like before. It's a 4-minute game.
Yep.
And we did well in the first half in this scenario. And we talked a minute ago about, you know, sometimes this just comes down to want to and guts at this point. You know, who wants this bad enough, and then who's going to make a shot. You get into these championship kind of moments, and, you know, somebody's got to rise up and knock a couple shots down. Neither team is in major foul trouble in terms of team fouls. We actually have 5. They only have 3 team fouls here. I expect them to continue to be aggressive on the defensive end. They've got some fouls here to play with.
I think, you know, what's unfortunate here is just the difference Schrader made in there, and it was just doing such a good job. Now, you mentioned early on, and I think it's going to show up here in these 4 minutes, at least I'm really hoping so, the depth that Crawfordsville has is, boy, those subs, you don't fall off much in ability and talent and level and size as they make substitutions. As a matter of fact, Coach Pierce has the luxury of even doing some specialization there with defensive guys to jump in there and create havoc and turnovers. And so lots of good basketball left to be played here, but an important, out of this timeout, important possession, getting a defensive stop here for Crawford.
Be interesting to see if we run and jump at them. We've done it a few times tonight, and my guess is probably just play solid this time.
Yeah, it looks like it. Just the personnel out there makes you think that a little bit. Though, use anybody to do it. Stoudemire on the drive, kicks to Jones. And again, as you mentioned, they're going to look for their scores, and that's a little bit of a wild shot.
It is. Great job by Mackay. You can see they're playing a little 3-man game there and putting a couple guys in the corner. And, defended that well. You making him shoot a fall away, off-balance shot. Excellent D there by Mackay.
Yeah, Spencer Wright with the shove, and they picked it up. So that's the 4th team foul on Western Boone. Spencer Wright's first foul. And he's guarding Jesse Hall and trying to defend it, but that pass was up there. Or only Jesse could get it. Easy shot. Jones jumped in. He just went over both of them.
Perfect execution right there. Good job by Jesse, taking his time. He didn't rush it. Got his body squared. Knocked it down.
Good defense here by Hensley. Shutting off Connor Hole.
Good job by Ty right there.
Spencer Wright looking for help. There's none to be found. Hole gets the ball. Out to Stoudemire with K-Dub on him.
2-man game here.
Fighting the ball to Jones.
Thought he walked. Thought he walked again.
There's a shot fake by Stoudemire. Ball short.
Good D.
K-Dub. That's right. Got to stop. Now let's come out of it with some, you know, I'd really like to see a 3, but I'd settle for just a bucket.
Yes, just a score here. I mean, it'd be nice to hit a right back to Jesse on the block.
Good drive by K-Dub. He's going to pick up a foul. I think it's going to be on Wright, but it might be, yep, Spencer Wright picks up his 2nd foul.
That's just excellent coaching right there in terms of like getting players organized. You know, we got Jesse back to the block. You got Carson out there making the pass. You know, so you're organized, you're set up, and then you execute, and this is what you end up with.
Mackay ready to rebound underneath, and that's where he's going to play. So K-Dub steps up. 2:23 to go. It's the first one. Like to see your seniors be able to do that, and K-Dub comes through with that first shot. First free throw attempt, good. Second attempt is up and good. He's 2 for 2 there, and 48-49. Western Boone leads.
Got into that lead, yep, by 4 points already here, and it's only been a minute.
On a hole with the basketball being guarded by Hensley out front into the hands of Spencer Wright. No shot with Jesse Hall guarding him. Cuts across and they try to put a move on. I think he's, yep. I thought he might step down the line. He traveled first, so that is a turnover. Western Boone Crawfordsville basketball. No pressure here really by Western Boone all game long. No full court press or anything like that.
No half court, man-to-man.
Yep.
Back to Jesse on the block.
Jesse makes a nice move, and up easy again.
They have no
Same play.
If it works, you keep running it.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Are you one of those don't change it until it stops?
That's absolutely right. You don't get too complicated.
Right. I'd go right back there again. There's Stoudemire driving underneath, but he is running to the twin towers of Wallace and Hall. Gets an outside shot. Yeah. He wasn't going to miss all night long. Timeout, Western Boone. Stoudemire good from three. Pushes the lead back to 2 points for Western Boone, 52-50. Crawfordsville basketball, full timeout here.
Well, really good execution there by Western Boone to get the open three. But I really like the defense there. We were active. We're moving our feet. Looks like we're talking out there. It'd be interesting to see what they come out here. We have just gotten Jesse on the block the last 3 or 4 possessions, and they've had no answer. So are they going to go to a box? You know, do you go to a box and one? Do you
pack it in?
Do you play a little zone here, or do you just stick with what you do, which is probably what's going to happen? You know, we're just going to play man-to-man, but you know, you're going to front him, you're going to play behind him, because if not, it has proven that Jesse on that block down there has just been unstoppable here.
Yeah, they have no answer. He was really patient last time, got a good shot up, and it fell. And last 2 possessions, that's how we scored. So I'd certainly tend to think we're going to try to go back to it. I love when Jesse Hall touches the ball every possession, if possible. Hard to have an answer for that guy.
Well, it's still 2:29, so no matter what happens this possession, this game can still be won with our defense. We've got to make sure we sit down. Each possession and no second shots. You know, that's what you would tell your team in this is we've got to rebound here on both ends of the floor, especially on the defensive end. You do not want to give up second shots any time in the game, but especially late.
So no change to the lineup for the Athenians. Hall, Williamson, Hensley, Mackay Wallace, and Ty Linus. Western Boone has Connor Holdgarden. K-Dub who drives in and gets the bucket to tie the game up at 52.
That's just a clear-out play right there. And K-Dub using his right hand, driving with his left, and scoring with his right.
Great job by K-Dub getting the bucket, what the Athenians needed right there. Really good job. McAtee with the ball into the hands of Spencer Wright to Stoudemire. They're again going to look for one of their 3 guys that scores, or last time we said that, McAtee scored, so good defense again here by, of course, Western Boone's, as you pointed out, looking to slow it down a little bit. Stoudemire on the drive, going to be a foul on number 44, Wallace. That's his 2nd foul and the 6th foul on the team. So Stoudemire's going to shoot 2, and from here on out, Western Boone will be in the bonus.
Be interesting to see here what Coach does.
1:44 to play. Stoudemire's first one is good. That gives them, pushes the lead to 1 after the tie. So here we go. Stoudemire's 2nd attempt up, and it's good. 2-point lead for Western Boone.
All right, made a decision down there. Let's see what we come up with here. Coming back to Jesse.
Looks like it. It's a sign
we're going to double there, yeah. I was going to say, let's see how Ebo tries to defend this. All right, we'll change it.
Yep.
1-4 low action here.
Linus with the drive to K-Dub, who's going to get into the lane, and he had lots of options, but puts it up and in. Perfect. He also had Wallace open there, so good job.
Perfect execution.
Yep.
We got out of the play. They doubled it. We got out, and then nice job by Linus. Obviously, K-Dub then on the finish to the rim.
And you point out you could have tendency to hurry right here, and they didn't at all. I'm impressed with the Athenians. Again, with 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and a senior on the court right now. Doing a good job. There's Stoudemire on the drive again. He was held. That time you could see it on the floor. But still going to put him at the line in the bonus. That's Mackay Wallace. Stoudemire, I notice the difference there is driving a bunch here in the last 2 possessions.
He's done a nice job. He gets his shoulder in and he gets the angle, but that's all right by Mackay right there. No layups.
Yep.
You know, no layups when you're under a couple of minutes. Make him earn it from the foul line.
Yeah, 3 fouls on Wallace. Nate Schrader, we talked about, already fouled out. Yep. That's Stoudemire's 3rd in a row, so statistically speaking.
Well, certainly the ball's either going to be in his hand, you would think, or Spencer's here down the stretch for them. So just got to do a good job of There we go. Good foul.
Good foul. 75% was last three, so you wasn't get that one. K-Dub looking again to drive, and on the ball. Got loose. Unfortunately, Western Boone comes up with on a turnover.
See if we foul here.
Yeah. 40 seconds.
Just play solid D. We have a foul to give.
We do have a foul to give.
No, we don't. I'm sorry. They have fouls. So. All right. That'll cross a 1-1. That's all right. Still 31 seconds, so my mistake on the foul there. I'm looking up at the scoreboard, looked at the wrong one. So still 1-1 right here. Still 31 seconds left. So even if he hits both free throws, you're only down 3. So I think it's the right move. If you can't get the turnover, you want to save as much time as possible.
That's for sure. Put Spencer Wright at the line. That was Ian Hensley's second foul. And Wright hits his first one, so it's at 2. 31 seconds to go. Thought we'd be in for a battle here in this championship game of the Classic, and we are. And Spencer Wright knocks both of them down. 54-57 in favor of Western Boone. K-Dub saving time. And ball turnover into Spencer Wright with the layup.
Just need a basket.
K-Dub with the drive, and really strong drive. Makai Wallace with the rebound, comes down with it. Falls up twice. That's a good shot. Unfortunate turnover there. Ball kind of got loose. Gave Western Boone an easy layup. 5-point lead. Jake Jones is going to be at the line for Western Boone.
You really got to give Western Boone a lot of credit there. Just a couple of great, outstanding, really team plays there. They're on the floor.
Yeah.
They're taking that loose ball. They're creating a turnover there. And, as far as Crawfordsville is right there, you've got the ball in your players' hands that you would want it in at this point. And, that's what it comes down to sometimes. Not that we didn't make winning plays, but those are winning plays right there that they made. And, there's still 6 seconds left here, and it's a 1-on-1. So he misses. You get the ball the length of the court here. You score. You get your timeout. And, maybe you get a steal. That's why you want to foul there, because with the three-point shot, the game is really never over anytime it's less than 2, as long as you got a 2-possession game.
That's right. Great point. I noticed Alex Kellerman checked in, the sophomore sharpshooter for the Athenians. That's intimidating coming cold, but he is capable of knocking down threes. And
absolutely.
Honestly, he's capable of doing it against Western Boone. I mentioned this earlier in the season. He had 8 in a game last year. His JV game against Western Boone, but man, couldn't miss. So I'd get it right to him right now with no fear. Any of those guys out there, he's the only one checked in and plays the walls. Jesse Hall with the rebound.
Quickly.
Up to K-Dub.
Hit it.
There's a three-pointer.
Timeout.
Oh, it's just off. Yep. Western Boone is going to win the battle, take home the Super Classic Championship, and there'll be no repeat championship for the Athenians. But hey, what a battle. Western Boone got off to a hot start. Final score 59-54 in favor of Western Boone. And boy, they did. They started off hot, and we battled back into it.
We did. And I think, if you look at this game, really that hot start probably is the difference because, it became a 5-point game there at halftime. It was a 5-point game at the end of the third, and it ended up being a 5-point game.
That's right.
So those just, that early run, knocking those early shots down, I think gave them confidence.
It did.
And, I still give the Athenians a ton of credit. I thought in stretches we were the better team, but you got to give Weebo a little credit there at the end. A couple of winning plays and a very veteran team in terms of age, and our young kids will learn from this and only get better.
That's right. We got a lot coming back, and tough. Do just one more shout out to Nate Schrader, what a great guy and great player, great student athlete here for the Athenians, and again just going into a surgery on his wrist and will be out for the rest of the season. So great job for him tonight and playing his last game of the season. And then Athenians, as you said, Coach, just never gave up, overcame it, kept working hard. But the championship does go to the Western Boone Stars. The all-tournament team is being announced right now. From Crawfordsville, Jesse Hall. From Crawfordsville, Ty Linus.
From North Montgomery, Alex Wallace. from Western Boone, Jake Jones. And the most valuable player from Western Boone, Spencer Wright.
Most valuable player of the Circuit Classic this year, Spencer Wright. Jake Jones also makes that tournament team, and then 2 from North Montgomery, one of those being Alex Wallace, and I did not hear the other one.
I did not either.
Couldn't hear it. So that's the all-tournament team, but from Crawfordsville, we had Ty Linus and Jesse Hall on the all-tournament team.
Very deserving, very deserving.
Yep, great battle. Athenians back in action
Next Saturday.
next Saturday against it's a game to make up for the Park Heritage combination of Turkey Run and Rockville, so they added a school, I think a relatively new school called Victory Prep, and so that's the game. Is it home game? It's on the road, so the Athenians will travel to wherever Victory Prep is, somewhere in Indianapolis. So, Coach Slicker.
Yes, thanks, Brian. Enjoyed it. Thanks, Red. Enjoyed it very much. And, I know there's some frustration tonight and definitely some disappointment because when you're a competitor, you don't get these chances every year. But we're going to get some more chances to compete for championships here with our basketball squad.
Absolutely. I think, like you said, they will just get better and better, and we'll watch that happen. So, good to see. Good job. Good hard work. Never gave up. Just got battling to the end. Love to see that. Hey, thanks, guys, and thanks for joining us tonight on this webcast, and we will be back in a couple weeks.